Hey everyone, Fohammer 2003, here back again with another review. This time we have the new release, Dark, a third-person action role-playing game from Realmforge Studios. This game is set for release for today in Europe and the 9th of July in the US, and is out for Xbox 360 and PC only. This review is on Xbox 360. The plot is quite simple. You start off dazed and confused, not knowing who or where you are. Only that your name is Eric Bain. It soon emerges that you're a vampire, having been turned. However, you're not a fully fledged vampire yet, and unless you find the one who turned you and drink his blood, you will deteriorate into a mindless ghoul, a fate worse than death itself, by all accounts. One thing is for sure, as far as vampires go, the ones who you are helped by are far too friendly, and both Eric Bain's and your allies' moral compasses are squarely fixed on being good. It just all comes across as being a little bit unbelievable. Vampires are supposed to have attitude and a dark side, and unlike the title of the game, there is no darkness to the characters here. The game is mainly a third-person action-adventure type, with some small elements of first-person activity. Your objectives are clearly marked out on a point-to-point system shown on your HUD. Stealth is the essence of the game. Trying to reach your objective unseen, setting off no alarms is the ultimate goal for maximum XP points for the end of the level. You can go all out and aggressive, and to be honest, the lesser XP gained from this doesn't seem to affect your progress too negatively at all. Talking to characters seems a bit plastic. Lip sync during conversations is non-existent. Discussions feel a bit fake, and often you have the exact same dialogue with other characters within the game, which gets repetitive quite quickly. Dark is quite slow to start, a variety of long-winded conversations mixed with a tutorial. Unfortunately, it doesn't really seem to pick up much momentum from there, and you will kind of bumble along with little sense of urgency, despite being told to begin with that your time is limited. I just want to get a quick point across now. The easy achievements up for grabs here are very easy to get, so after a quick and easy gamer score fix, this game will do you well. Earn XP during the course of the game to unlock some pretty cool features and powers to make certain abilities more powerful and effective. These are a saving grace for the game. The variety of features you can unlock are the only one thing saving the game from obscurity. Shadow moves and kills add an interesting element to your strategy and combat, as well as neatly aiding you in remaining unseen. Character movements are generally unrealistic and stiff, and combat fairly limited. Once you engage an enemy, for the most part you will kill while stealthed, and killing when detected will result in you attempting to reach your attacker before you get shot to death. Do this a few times and that gets old pretty quickly. I would say, however, once you get into the game a little further, that it could be fun to sneak around, clearly undetected, take out a guard and hide his body so no one else sees it. It's a neat mechanic that does work. Unfortunately, it doesn't change much after the first few times. If you're detected, forget it in some missions, you might as well restart. Hiding in bushes will not obscure line of sight for some reason, which was a shame when trying to hide in a park-type area with forest and bush. I had thought the game was opening up a little, only to be disappointed. Detection will mean a choice between either restarting, or alternatively, you can wait it out for about 5 minutes until the alert dies down. To be honest, it's quicker just to restart. The game relies heavily on the player wanting to be consumed with the storyline. Unfortunately, Dark fails to engage on many levels during the beginning, which continues through the later stages too. Parts of the game remain so void of any actual fun that you have plenty of time to question yourself. Why do I actually care what happens to this guy? An answer I didn't manage to find out. Music within the game is suitably dark and moody, and adds plenty of tension throughout the game. Sound effects, however, are poor, short samples reused again and again, and at times buggy, with poor quality samples, and at times none at all. Enemy conversations will frustrate many, as they repeat the same lines again and again when speaking to each other. This is a constant mechanic in the game, used to keep you informed of your status as undetected or revealed, but often it just becomes irritating repetition. Stealth games generally have to work hard to stop themselves becoming tired and repetitive, or even boring. However, Dark does not succeed in doing so. You have set triggers or alarms that will alert others to your presence. This is repeated constantly during the game, they are just in different guises. The lack of ability to use your environment, i.e. break some glass to attract an enemy, or even jump over a ledge or barrier, would really go a long way towards making this game far more fun and enjoyable. Instead, it becomes apparent pretty quickly that you're in a prescribed maze that has a set solution for each room if you want to go undetected. It would have worked 5 years ago possibly, but not in 2013. The poor AI in the game is overcome by placing a high concentration of enemies in a room, making your progress slow and quite tedious for the most part. Initially, sneaking around, trying to remain undetected, will satisfy those who enjoy Metal Gear Solid's sneak mechanism. You can hide behind cover, shadow run to other areas, or even directly to your enemies, but it all becomes quite stale quite quickly. If you should fail or die in a particular room or area, and even if you have spent the last half hour sneaking about trying to remain undetected on your way to the objective marker, will have all been for nothing, and you will be reset, only to have to endure the same sequence in the exact same way again to get to your previous point. This in itself may not seem unusual or unfair, but when the game is as uninspired as this, it's no fun to have to go through it again. I have to admit, getting past some sections, even on the easiest difficulty, can be quite a challenge. Something that a few of you may really enjoy. Others of you, like me, might just use it as a good reason to play something else. Graphics are outdated, and seem to have a mix of cel shading in them too, which ultimately looks quite bizarre. It seems areas have to have a neon effect in lots of places within the environment. I think that's to give the game a sense of being up to date, but a closer look at any textures will soon make you forget that idea. To finish the review, I usually end with a conclusion. However, I think during the course of the review I've given you a good idea on my thoughts on Dark. If I had to limit myself to just 2 words to summarise this game, they would be boring and uninspired. I'm sorry for those of you who might disagree with my review, but for me the game is poor on so many levels that I can't give it any recommendations, and I have to be honest with my subscribers. Anyway, hope the review helped, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.
Shoot first and ask questions later.
Got it.